This is a beginner-friendly, detailed tutorial on the pattern drafting of a princess dart bustier for your blouses, dresses, even your jacket. And with that being said, guys, you're welcome to yet another beautiful, interesting, easy and detailed tutorial on the pattern drafting of a princess dart bustier like I mentioned earlier. Please sit right back, relax and enjoy while I take you through the journey of drafting your princess dart bustier in the most simplified format. So for a princess dart, we have some basic vertical measurements which include the armhole, the breast point, under bust, half waist, and then the blouse length. Okay, so at this point I just realized that my camera wasn't recording while I was taking those vertical measurements. So for your understanding, here is the armhole length, this is the breast point, here is the under bust, and here is the half waist length, and then the length. I use the total length of the pattern paper for the length of the blouse. Okay, so that's basically what happened here. Here we have the armhole, the breast point, under bust, half waist, and of course the blouse length. So here is our center fold area. We're going to be taking our shoulder measurement divided by 2 from there. So the shoulder is 15, I divide by 2, gave me 7.5. And then at the armhole length area, I mark the same 7.5 and I have them connected with a straight line like so. So here is the armhole length. So at this length, I'm going to be coming down by 3.5 inch, which is 0.75 for the shoulder slant. Then the remaining length at the armhole length, I get the midpoint of that length by folding my tape rule into 2. So here's the midpoint, and at that midpoint I'm going to be coming inward by half an inch. Okay, so I'm going to be covering the armhole like so, but before I do that, at this armhole length area, I'm going to be dividing the bust measurement by 4. So whatever that gives me, I have that marked out. So that's going to complete the armhole curving. So at this point, I'm connecting the 3 points of the armhole curve, and that's it. Next, it's time for the neckline, but it depends on the type of neckline you want. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to be using a square neckline, an unequal square neckline. So at the upper part, I'm going to be using 2.5, and then at the neck depth, I'm going to be using a little bit wider than that. So the neck depth, I use 6.5. So at this upper part, I use 2.5, and then at the neck depth, I'm going to be using 3.5 inches. That is why I said unequal 4-corner neck. So I'm going to be connecting those points together. So like I said, it depends on the type of neckline you want to use. It's your choice, but this is what I'm using. So at this point, I'm going to be connecting the shoulder slant to the base of the neckline, which is this. Okay, so after that, it's time for me to get the breast distance measurement and divide by 2. So from the center fold line outward, I'm going to be marking 3.5 inches because the breast distance measurement is 7 divided by 2 give you 3.5. So I mark that up to the breast point line. I stop at the breast point, and then I connect with this vertical line all the way down to the blouse length. Now for the main thing, which is the princess dart, we're going to be connecting a line across the armhole length like so. I'm going to be using this a little bit curvy area. I don't like to use this straight part for that. So from this breast point line, I'm going to be connecting outward through the armhole line, the armhole midpoint like so. So at the under bust, I'm going to be marking half inch on this side. Okay, half inch on this side, and then 1.5 inches on this other side, or you mark 1 inch on both sides of the dart line, whichever one that you're convenient with. And then I come down to the blouse length. I mark half inch between the dart lines, not 1 at this point. So I'm going to be connecting vertically, just as you can see, from the under bust all the way down to the length of the blouse. And I'm going to be connecting upward to the breast point, just as you can see me do with the curvy part of my curve. Okay, so at this point, for this our princess dart line across the armhole, I'm going to be coming upward by 2 inches from this our armhole curve area. So I come up by 2 inches. You can use 1.5, okay, depending on your choice. So this extension of 2 inches or 1.5, depending on the one you used, you come here, you add the same thing, either 1.5 or 2 inches, depending on what you have, and then you have the new armhole or the second armhole connected. So at this point, we're going to be dividing the under bust round measurement by 4, and then we have that marked out. We are going to be adding the dart measurement, which is 2 inches to that, and we have that also added to the under bust round measurement. And then at the half waist, to divide the waist measurement by 4, add the dart allowance, which is about 1.35. We have that added. And then at the blouse length, we also divide the hip measurement by 4, and then add our 1 inch dart allowance, and that's it for all the body circumference, division and curving. So we are going to be connecting all the way from the armhole down to the length of the blouse. So this is the armhole to the under bust to the waist, and of course to the length of the blouse. Okay, so at this point, we are going to be marking the breast dart, which is the difference between the half waist length of the back and the front. So the half waist length of the front is 1.5 inches longer than the back. So from the breast point, we mark that 1.5 and have that connected back to this point. So these are our darts we're going to be taking out. So at the blouse length, if you want it cut at the side, you can come up by 1.5 inches and then you have all that. So I'm going to be dividing the pattern paper into two so that I can draft the back pattern. So in drafting the back pattern, I'm just trying to mark out only the part I'm going to be using, which is this point. This is the point I'm going to be using. So this is the center foot line of the back, just as we have for the front. So from this point, I'm going to be marking the zipper allowance of 1.5 inch all the way from the top of the pattern paper to the down. So I have those points connected vertically. Remember, like I said, this is our center foot area of the back, so we have it as a zipper allowance. Next is the shoulder measurement divided by 2, just like we did to the front. So from this point, we mark the shoulder measurement divided by 2, which gave us 7.5. I'm sure you remember that from the front pattern drafting. At the armhole length, we do the same thing and we have them connected with the vertical line. So at this point, we come down by 3.5 inches and then we get the midpoint of the remaining length of the armhole, and then we have our armhole curve. Before then, we divide the breast measurement by 4, and whatever that gives us, we have that marked out. And with that, we have the armhole curve for the back side. So next, we are going to be getting the breast distance measurement divided by 2, which gives us 3.5. I'm sure you remember that from the front. So from this zipper allowance, after the zipper allowance, we mark the 3.5 inches all the way up, and then we have that connected with a vertical line. Okay, now remember I mentioned earlier about the half waist length of the front being longer than that of the back, which is the main reason why we have the breast point that at the front here. Okay, so I'm going to be coming up by the same 1.5 inches that we use for the breast that at the front. So at the back, I come up by the same 1.5 inches, so that it makes the side of the front and back equal. So I have to cut this, divide this into 2 so that I can fold the back like so. So I'm taking out that 1.5 inches extra at the back. Okay, so with this, we have the side of the front and the back equal. So after taking out or folding in the excess 1.5 inches at the back, now we have a new half waist for the back, which is here. Okay, so after that, at the half waist length of the back, between the dart line, I'm going to be marking half inch between the dart line. Okay, so I mark the half inch and then I connect upward on both sides like so, and I also connect downward like so. You can see how pointy it is at the up and down. So with this now, we're going to be marking our body circumference measurement. We already have the bust at this armhole area, so just like we did to the front, we divide the under bust round measurement, have that marked, measure the dart allowance, and also have that added to the body circumference measurement. We do the same thing at the waist area. Remember I said we've already done all these divisions at the front drafting, so I just do the same thing, add the dart allowance at the waist, and then come down to the blouse length and then divide the hip measurement by 4, and then have that marked. There is no dart allowance to be added at this point, so I'm going to be connecting all the points together. So this is what the connection looks like all the way to the blouse length. Okay, and next is the neckline, which I almost forgot at this point. So for the width, I'm going to be using the same width for the front, which is 2.5 inches for the width, and then from this zipper allowance area, I mark 2.5 inches for the width, and for the depth, I'm going to be using 1.5 inch for the neck depth. So after that, I'm going to be connecting, and this gives me the neckline for the back. So after that, I'm going to be connecting the shoulder slant from this point to the shoulder. So here is the shoulder slant. Okay, so the next thing is to eliminate the zipper board, and to do that, at the half waist length, I come inward by half inch or 3/4 of an inch, depending on how deep that part of the body is for the person, and then I connect upward like so. I'm going to be using a red biro so that I'll be able to differentiate the old zipper allowance from the new one. So you can see that the new zipper allowance is no longer straight, it is curved like this. Okay, so this is our new zipper allowance. So at this point, I'm cutting through the breast dart so that I can fold over like so. So by the time I open it up, I have to be careful so that the pattern paper does not tear. So I fold it over like so, and I have it held down with the help of a tape rule. So after doing that, we can see that our bust area is already coming out, and then at this side area, I'm going to be correcting the shape. This is what the new shape is going to look like after folding the breast dart area. So I proceeded to cutting out, as you can see me do. please watch carefully what I am cutting here, especially the armhole area, so that you don't cut where you are not supposed to cut. So at the armhole area, you can see how I am going about that. I stopped here and then I'm cutting like so. Can you see? If you go ahead and cut otherwise, you're on your own. So this is basically how you go about your princess dart cutting. So this is the bustier area. I have that cut out, and this is what the remaining part of the front cutting out looks like. So with this we have the front, and then we proceed to cutting the back. So this is what we have for the back. We'll cut out the shoulder slant area, and then you can see how curved the zipper area is at the back, like so. So this is exactly what we are going to be cutting on the fabric. So this is what our pattern for our princess dart bustier looks like. Okay, so with this we have our pattern ready for use. You can use it for different things. For this one, I'm going to be cutting it at the half waist area because that is what I want to use. But if you want to use for a full blouse, this is what you should use. And like I said, I'm going to be cutting along the half waist length because I have a flare to add to the bottom. Okay, so that's why I'm trying to write out so that I will know exactly where to cut. So at this point, your princess dart is ready for use for whichever thing you want to use it for. If it's for a full blouse, fine. If it's for a dress, fine. If it's for a dress or a blouse that has a cut at the under the half waist length, that is perfectly fine. But because of what I'm going to be using this for, so I proceeded to cutting it at the half waist length. And I'm sure you can't wait to see what I use this cut out for, and that will be in my next tutorial. So sit right back and watch out for that. Thank you for watching. Bye.